Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here with one of my very close friend, Mr. Ravinder Khurana from Century 21. Ravinder, thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today.
you, Manpreet, for having me here.
My pleasure. I'm going to
So,
start off with a couple of questions
uh-huh.
and then we can just go from there, right?
Yeah, sure, go
So,
ahead.
my first question is how long have you been in the business as a real estate agent?
Uh-huh.
And what inspired you to come into this business?
Yeah, Manpreet. So it's been a journey for me. I've been in the business for last 13 years. Originally, 15 years ago, I started into real estate as an investor.
Okay.
Investing in real estate was kind of in my blood. It's my family thing. They've been always investing in real estate, and that's how I started.
Nice.
Got into investment, and then of course I learned a lot in 2 years time. And then I was giving suggestion to a lot of investors around me, and then of course they tried to find how they can find those properties. So then it suddenly hit in my mind that I should help them to find the right property.
Right.
That's when I got into sales as well. So I started with helping a lot of investors first, and then I met few first-time buyers who were confused with the process and looking for someone who is transparent and giving them right information.
Right.
See, for any first-time buyer, they have two main goals. One of them is not overpaying on any home
That's true.
and not buying the wrong home. That's a big heartache for any first time home buyer. And I wanted to help them with this so they can achieve these two goals. And then I started helping first time buyers. And that's how I got into this business. And today it's been 13 years.
Wow. Wow.
I have set up a nice, good team who is helping in GTA a lot of first time home buyers, investors.
Nice.
So, yeah, we are running a team in GTA and helping a lot of people.
Nice, nice, nice. So I'm gonna let's touch base a little bit about the current market situation that you
Uh-huh.
are seeing on a regular basis. How do you think the market is right now for buyers and sellers? And what should they do exactly to get results? Let's say if the sellers are looking to get top dollars for their properties, what is the right strategy for them to ensure that they get the maximum money for their property? And what are the tips or tricks that the buyers can use in this tough market to make sure that they don't overpay and they get the right property?
Yeah, it's a very common question I get every day, morning, evening, afternoon. What's the current market?
Yeah.
So yeah, the market has changed quite a bit in last 3 months, starting June, July, August. The inventory has gone up for multiple reasons. There are few factors in there, which has given a lot of stress to a lot of people in GTA area.
True.
And Manpreet, you would not believe this kind of inventory we haven't seen in last 5 years since 2020. Right now, the inventory sitting in the market is about 4 months of inventory.
Wow. Wow.
So we have never gone up to more than 2 months of inventory. That's why it's been the seller's market, even if the interest rate were high.
Yeah.
So that is what creating a big kind of stoppage in people's mind, and they think that the price might go down more and all those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the inventory gone up and the sales have gone down, which the sales at this point about 5,000 sales per month. It's not too low, but the inventory is really high, which is making the market panicking. Now, there's a lot of the reason for there are few reasons for it. One is there is a lot of renewals coming, where
That's true.
especially for the investors. If any investors has multiple properties, if he has, let's say, a break even on the cash flow, now he's having negative cash flow of maybe $1,000 per property.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be easy to, if you have 4 properties, it's
Yeah,
not going to be easy to have $4,000 negative cash flow in this kind of economy.
that's true.
So there's a lot of investors who are exiting for multiple reasons. This is one of them, that with negative cash flow with the high interest with the
Yeah,
renewal. Another thing, regulations were imposed on the capital gain as well, where you will have to pay more capital gain.
yeah,
I understand they were stopping investors, and so everything happened together. So that's why investors are exiting. I would give you another reason, actually. That's a big one. I met few people.
yeah.
Um, the landlord tenant board.
Mm-hmm.
So that is creating a lot of problem for the landlords, because if you give any notice, it can take up to 8 to 10 months.
Yeah, that's a big
Right?
problem. Yeah,
You probably heard about it, and 8 to 10 months means even if it's average of $3,000
yeah,
of a rent, he could be losing $30,000 with
that's
this
true.
kind of
That's true.
economy.
That's true.
So that is also panicking a lot of investors. So this is contributing a lot of listings in the market. That's why active listings have become 4 times than the regular one. And of course, the average days on market will go up. Inventories for 4 months right now. People are thinking, oh, things are keep coming and it's not selling. They panicking a little bit.
Right.
However, I still think it's a short-term thing, especially for the single-family home. If I average out, single-family home is maybe 3 months of inventory, but the condos are about 7 months of inventory, which is high, which is
Wow.
really high. And the reason is multiple condos by the investors. They cannot handle the negative cash flow right now. Plus, there's a lot of builders closing at the same time with the high rise.
Yeah.
So there's a tons of inventory in condo,
Mm-hmm.
and for a seller who wants to sell condo at this time, I would say do not put in the market right now. It's not a good idea,
Right.
because it's already excess of the inventory sitting in the market, and they could be losing a lot of money, and it's not selling at all.
Right.
So I would suggest to hold on to their properties if they are condos. I would say at least 3 to 4 months of time when the inventory is consumed, and they can bring it in to the market.
Right. Right.
Right. So that's one thing. However, on the single family home side, seller probably it's gonna be turned into a seller's market soon. I would say within 2 months, when we have interest rate already gone down 3 times,
Yeah.
and we also expecting 2 more times this year, I guess. When is the next announcement? October 24th, I guess.
I think it's October 21st.
21st, right? So we are expecting 0.25 to point 0.5, and it could be another one in December.
Yeah, I think if we get a 50 bips rate cut this time,
Uh-huh.
that would change the market a
Yeah.
little bit, not that much, but
Yeah.
my personal opinion is that it will bring in some buyers. But coming back to the buyers, do you think this is kind of a perfect window for them? Because when, of course, this what we have seen from the last few years
Yeah.
data is that when the rate starts to go down,
Uh-huh.
eventually the demand increases and
Yeah.
the buyers all of them jump in at the same
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
So is this the right window? I mean, this last quarter of the year, is this kind of the right window for the buyers, or should they just wait until their interest rates have reached, let's say, 3% range, right?
Yeah, no, definitely this is the best time, I would say, for next 2 months before January arrives. And I've been discussing with a lot of real estate professionals and mortgage people as well.
Yeah.
I've been researching on the data as well. So January could be a completely seller's market. completely, and you will see again those multiple offers
Wow.
and bidding wars. And in fact, I've seen kind of multiple offers in my listings recently. It all depends the pricing and the condition of the home.
Yep.
But I think January is the one where single family home will have bidding wars. And there's a couple of reasons there. It's the interest rate is one thing. Plus, I think in next 2 months the inventory will be consumed,
And the new mortgage rules
and the
coming.
new mortgage rules. And you can tell me about that. Means you are the expert in the industry. So I think they have. What kind of you can explain
Yeah,
those things?
so basically, past mid December, the first time home buyers can now purchase any property,
Yeah.
even if it's a resale or if it's a builder project, with a 30-year amortization.
Okay.
So that does affect in calculating the monthly payments.
Yeah.
It's of course gonna help them with the monthly payments because it's less burden. If you compare, let's say, 800K mortgage with a standard 5% interest rate, just for the sake of calculations, you are looking at about $400 or $500 savings on a monthly basis, right? So
That's a lot actually.
yeah, that's a lot for first-time
any
home
regular
buyers.
family.
Yeah.
$400-500 is a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And the second main change they are bringing is that first-time home buyers and insured mortgages, they can now purchase for a maximum of 1.5 million. And the minimum
Wow,
down
that's a
payment
big
requirements,
change,
that's a
actually.
big change.
That's
Yeah.
a big
So
change.
previously it was of course 1 million. As soon as the purchase price touches seven figures, you have to do 20% down.
Yeah,
Now.
yeah.
So right now, past mid-December, they're gonna change it to 1.5 million, and the minimum down payment requirements would be same as before. So for the purchase price till the 500K, you can do a minimum of 5%. Any amount over that till 1.5 million, it has to be 10%.
Yeah.
So I think for a 1.5 million purchase, you're roughly looking at about 125K of the minimum down payment, and of course your closing costs.
Yeah, that's gonna boost up the market big time.
So that's another thing when I am speaking with my clients is that they all are kind of waiting for that change to come in the effect, and that's when they will start looking at it. But as I said before, the market might not be the same when we reach that point, because everybody will jump in at the same time.
Yeah.
So starting next year, 2025, if we have a couple of aggressive rate cuts from Bank of Canada, it will change things. Like it will be a day and night difference in the beginning of next year, right?
Yeah. See, this has always been the same thing. People follow people.
Yeah.
When no one is buying, and no one will buy.
And what has been your experience? I mean, in terms of your journey with real estate, when things like that happens, when the market is at kind of on a slow pace, what it is right now, and when the interest rates go down, what has happened in the previous years in your experience?
Well, see, the GTA market in last 10 years has been a seller's market, right? Because of the inventory being low,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people coming in, there's a lot of migration, immigration happening. And the situation has not changed. There are still a lot of buyers in the market, and they are right sitting on the fence.
Sitting on the fence, yeah.
And right now they're just looking for a deal, right? And they would not realize overnight when the things have changed. Suddenly they see a bidding war.
And the fear of missing out kicks in.
Exactly. And then everyone comes out and they want to buy that time. So there is a saying that when everyone is fearful, then you should be the brave one. Right?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
right now everyone is fearful, but the right buyer who wants a good deal should be going out, have the right representative for them. Take your time, put the condition, find the seller who has to sell. You have the chance to negotiate. You have the power right now. The buyers have power right now, which is not going to last too long. That's
True.
what I would say for next 2 months. And January is going to be a different market.
I think also from the finance point of view, it would be very easier to submit an offer with the condition of financing
Yeah.
in this market than versus when the market is really hot.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be very hard
Yeah.
for the buyers to secure a property
Definitely.
without a firm offer, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you can have a peace of mind submitting an offer with a 3 or 5 days condition of
Yeah.
financing. In the meantime, you can get your approval done,
Yeah.
and then remove your conditions, and then you are kind of safe.
Yeah,
right?
you are safe and you can take time. You can do inspection. You
Exactly,
can
yeah.
make sure it's always not you're not always buying a new property. You could be buying older property, and you have time to do the inspection there.
Because the market supports
Yeah,
it, right?
especially the first time buyer, they don't want to take risk. As I said, they have a goal of not buying the wrong home.
That's true.
So rather do inspection and take
Yeah.
time, negotiate. If one seller doesn't agree, go to the next one. Have a patient representative, patient real
Yeah.
estate agent who can help you to find the deal.
Yeah.
So
And every property is not the same. So they get a lot of different options right now that they can look around and see. Okay,
Yeah.
this is kind of my perfect house. It has the right amount of living space. It has the
Yeah.
right amount of bedrooms and washrooms and all that stuff. So that they have that option right now, which
Yeah.
they might not have in the next year.
yeah. So I would say for a buyer, single family home next 2 months is a good time. If you are planning on condo, you can still relax because there's a lot of inventory sitting, and it
Right.
could be you could be waiting 2-3 months for now,
Yeah.
and then go into that. And for seller, I would say condos, hold on to it. It's just no point in bringing into the market right now. 7 months of inventory is a lot,
Yeah.
right? But if you are seller of any single family home, of course, wait for another month or two, and it's gonna be your market.
If they have a freehold townhouse or a semi or
Yeah,
detached.
yeah. In within next 2 months, it should pump up everything.
Nice.
Any single family home.
So I also want to touch base on a problem that a lot of investor clients face, which you already mentioned before, is LTP.
Yeah.
So, what are the steps, or what are the different steps, I would say, is that the landlord can take or the investor clients can take to ensure they're putting the right person in their property as a tenant?
Yeah, that's another very good question you have, Manpreet. There's a lot of landlords in trouble right now where they are not getting the rent,
Yeah.
plus they cannot evict them. There's a lot of professional tenants right now who knows that LTB might take 8 to 10 months, and even after 8 to 10 months, they can evict, but they do not have to pay that time. So landlord could be going to consumer court to claim that money. Who knows how
But
long it's
that's
going
not
to
going to
take?
be an easy fight.
It's not
right?
an easy one. So they know that they could be going away with $30,000-$50,000 because there is no solution to it, right? So it is very important. I've been telling everyone that do not rush into getting a tenant. Take your time initially. I say take 1 month extra rather than losing 10 months of rent, right? If your property is vacant for 1 month, is okay,
Yeah.
but you don't want to damage your property and you lose $30,000 if it's an average of $3,000 per month rent.
Yeah.
Plus, you'll be dealing with the paralegals,
Yeah.
the lawyers, notices, and the stress.
Yeah.
So, first thing is very important. Have a list of documents you want to look at it. Plus, verify each information. Take more time. If they provide you the credit. So based on my experience, the credit report is the most important one. If any individual managing their credit well for last 10 years,
Yeah.
that means their mind is straight. They will manage their credit well,
Yeah.
right? So that's the first tip. Second tip, do not, so look for the score really high, means I would say 700 and above. Plus, check their credit report in detail. What's their debt right now?
Yeah.
What's their monthly liability, right? So those things are very important. And then, of course, the credit report you should verify again. Do not trust on what they are providing you. So you should run their report again to make sure that this is not a fake one. So I've gone through few uh, landlords who trusted uh, the report they provided, and it was fake.
Oh, wow.
So then they got into trouble. So run that report again, so you know that.
So there are ways for landlord to run a tenant's
Yes,
credit?
you can run the report, right? Because you are asking for a rental application. So rental application signed by the tenant means that they are providing you consent to run their report, right? So run the report is the most important. Verify their background. Their always verify their job.
Yeah.
So I've come across that as well recently in last 3 months time. So someone provided the job letter and he trusted it,
Yeah.
but there was no job. It was
Oh.
done by within the family and those kind of stuff. So credit report was fake. So that's another thing. So checking their background is very important. Uh, Also, you should be checking their references, right?
Yeah.
So that's another important thing. But the most important, I would say, take your time. Reject the tenants if you are not satisfied. Run their credit report, and then you are in peace completely. So have someone professional who knows how to do these, a list of documents and running report and those kind of stuff. Then
I think also when you speak with someone, that's kind of your gut feeling that tells you maybe
yeah,
this is not the right
that's a
person.
second step. I would
Yeah.
do these things, and then yeah, means we meet so many tenants every day, right? We can figure out
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
this guy is lying or other stuff. I would also do a family tenant
I think that's the best.
who
Yeah.
with the kids, because they are less likely to play with the rent because they don't want to be out with the kids, right? So that's another thing. But these are the things which are very important. Take your time and verify their information properly.
Yeah. 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 I'm gonna touch base again on with the new mortgage rules.
Yeah.
With the change of maximum purchase price for insured mortgages changing from 1 million to 1.5 million. So my question is within GTA,
Uh-huh.
before, as per my understanding, properties that are double garage and have quite a bit of living space were not under $1 million, right?
Yeah.
So if a buyer that wants to do only 10% down, the maximum purchase price changing from 1 million to 1.5 million.
Yeah.
What more doors is it opening for these buyers in terms of the property attributes? Can they now go for those properties, double garage, quite a bit of living space?
Yeah.
So what sort of property can now they get with 10% down?
Well, see, the average price of any detached home in GTA is about 1.4 million.
Okay.
That's a detached, right? So with this regulation,
A double garage.
it could be single and double, but average price on detached. So most of them will be double car garage, right? Depending on the area and GTA. Now this new regulation of up to 1.5 is opening up the option for them to buy a detached home.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to boost up the market with a detached home. And right now, the inventory on the detached home is the lowest, by the way,
Yeah.
right? So if you compare a condo or a townhouse so detached is still the lowest inventory right now,
Yeah.
and based on the month of inventory.
Because as per my experience working with first time home buyers is they don't even look at properties like a detached in the GTA if they only want to do 10% down because they know it's going to be worth at least
Yeah,
$1 million, right?
yeah. See, as I said, average of detach is 1.4 million. So very few, unless you're going out of GTA, but very few options under million for a detached home.
So with a down payment of 125K, you can get into one of those nice detached properties.
Yeah, so 125 is for 1.5 million. You can get into 1.2, 1.1.
Oh yeah,
It's opened up.
yeah.
It's opened up. So there's a lot of possibilities for.
I think that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah. So definitely the interest rate going down and this regulation is going to boost up the market.
And now, especially with for the first-time home buyers, 30-year amortization, that's going to have a significant effect on the monthly payments.
Yeah, and then so it's probably you know better. It can qualify for they can be qualified for more amount as well, right? So based on the 30-year amortization,
Yeah.
which they didn't have any option before.
Yeah, and another thing is if you look at the fixed rates, they are declining on an everyday basis.
Yeah,
So if somebody was to get qualified in, let's say, beginning of this year,
yeah,
it was a very different rate than what it is right now.
yeah,
With the stress test and everything, so they can qualify for more mortgage amount with the same amount of income than what they could have been in the beginning of this year.
yeah.
So
Definitely.
that's also another positive part of this
Yeah.
new regulation.
So as I said, it's been never in last 5 years inventory of over 2 months of inventory. Right now we have it, and it's not going to take too long to consume inventory, and it's the seller market is back.
Yeah. No, it was very nice speaking with you and getting to know
worries.
your input about the today's market.
Great.
And it was a pleasure to be able to speak with somebody that has so much experience and expertise in the real estate transactions. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Manpreet. Thank you for inviting me here.
My pleasure,
You
sir.
really have a nice setup here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.